we see the board?
Not yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is where we stopped in our last class. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Hello, sir. Before we move on, why didn't we arrange the equation 1? Why 2?
what do you say?
I'm asking why we did not rearrange equation 1.
Okay,
Because
if you look at your equation 1, you have x minus 0.2 y
2 y
equals
16,500.
15,500.
Yes, sir.
And when you now look at your equation 2, you have y minus 0.1 s equals to 10,000.
Yes, sir.
You must do your equation 2 in line with your equation 1.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, which of the variable x or y should we eliminate first? Which one do you want me to eliminate first?
Maybe
So X is
equation
fine. Anyone. Either X or Y. Just anyone.
can't-
They are ready to do Y.
maybe equation 1.
Okay. Now, since I'm using substitution method here. We have elimination method, we have substitution method under simultaneous. The one I'm using first is substitution method. Using
Substitution
method. I will call you back. I'm in class. Okay. The method we are using now is what? Substitution method. Now, for substitution method, I want to eliminate y. You can now say, make y the subject of the formula. In equation 1. Is it clear? Now, what is our equation 1? X minus
0.2y
0.2y equals to 16,500.
16,500.
Now, looking at it from there, I want to make what?
Y the subject.
The subject of the formula. Now, the next thing to do there is to less y from both sides. We have to less y from both sides. less x put
Hello, sir.
yes.
Hello. Sorry, I just want to get this straight. Normally, I know if we are to make y the subject, then we are to let both sides with the coefficient of y. So I'm saying less x. I don't understand. So before
What
we
is
go
the
further,
equation one?
The
x
question
minus
one.
0.2y equals to 15.5.
Hmm. And you want to make y the subject of the formula, you move away
Yes.
x. This is what we say. X minus 0.2y minus x equals to 16,500 minus x. Then x plus x minus s, that's what is 0. Automatically, you have taken away the two variables and moved to the other side. Then from there, you have minus 0.2y equals 16,500 minus x. We now say divide, because we are looking for y, we cut the coefficient of y away. How do we cut the coefficient of y away? We now have divide both sides by minus 0.2 minus 0.2y divided by minus 0.2 equals 16,500 minus x divided by minus 0.2. Then at the end of the day, we have minus 0.2 divided by minus 0.2. We have y is equals to 16,500 divided by minus 0.2 minus x divided by minus 0.2. 16,500 divided by minus 0.2, what do you have? Y here will now be y is equals to, what's your answer?
6,000. 6,000.
16,500 divided by minus 0.2. That is equals
That's
to
82,500.
minus
82,500.
82,500. Then minus we cancel, minus cancel minus. What you have left is what? 1 divided by 0.2. That is equals to, you have plus 5x.
I don't understand though. Where is the 5 coming from?
1 divided by 0.2. What do you have?
1 divided by 0.
X is having invisible 1.
Yeah, I know.
You now divide it by 1. What do you have?
Okay. 5.
That's how we got 5x. This is what we have got.
I'm very difficult to forget.
Eh?
Don't worry, continue.
What do you say?
I don't know. It's just looking so complicated. Like normally you do equation simultaneous equation straightforward. This one is just entering. I don't know. It's just typing somebody's head.
It's
So,
because you don't understand what we call directed sign. The
Even
directed
me,
sign change a lot of things in mathematics. And it's what you need to understand very well. Now, looking at it from there, we have gotten y equals to this. Now say substitute y. Substitute y in equation 2. What is our equation 2? Our equation 2 is minus
0.1x
0.1x
plus y
plus y
is equal
equals
to 10,600.
10,600. Now, we substitute the value of y in this equation. Then we have minus 0.1x plus, open a bracket,
H2
minus 82,500
plus
plus 5x,
H
close the bracket,
is equal
equals to 10,600.
10,600.
Then we move to the next level. Open the bracket. When we open the bracket, we have minus 0.1x plus times minus
Minus
minus 82,500
plus
plus times plus
plus
no.
plus 5x equals to 10,000.
10,600.
Now, the next thing is to collect what? Like terms.
Times
Collect
like
the
times
like terms. Now, when we collect the like terms, we have minus 0.1x
0.1x
then
plus
also
5x. Yes, sir.
plus 5x equals to 10,600
600
plus
82,500.
82,500
500
minus 0.1x plus 5x. What do we have?
minus minus
That's 4.9. I'm looking for 4.9.
That is 4.9x. 4.9x equals to
okay, because
10,600 plus 8,500. What we have here is 93,100. Then the next thing is to divide both sides. Divide
both sides
by 4.9. Then 4.9x divided by
4.9
4.9 equals
is equal
to
to 9300
93,100 divided by 4.9. Then S is equals to
equals to 19,000.
19,000.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
19,000. Yes, sir.
Yes.
19,000 more. Maybe 19,000. 19,000.
Now substitute. Substitute
X and Y.
X in equation.
Sure.
Any of the equation you can use now. Which one do we use?
So I thought we were going to substitute inside this Y by still carrying F. I mean, not that one.
Any of the equation. Any of the equation, either one or two, you can use now.
So I'm confused. So
How?
the thing is that I feel like we have a straight answer for X, but we don't
You
have
have a
one
shape.
for Y.
That answer you have is what you are going to substitute in any of the equation to get Y.
So
You can use equation 2 now.
Equation 2. What is our equation 2
Equation 2 says
from the onset?
minus 0.1x minus
Yeah.
0.1x
Minus 0.1x plus y
is equal to 10,600.
plus y is equals to how much?
10,600.
10,600.
Yes, sir.
10,600.
600.
Now, what is our x? Where the value of x we substituted in the equation function there, which we have minus
0.1
0.1 into bracket
of
19,000
plus y
close the bracket, then plus y,
yes, sir,
equals
is equal to 10,600.
10,600. Then when we multiply 0.1 times 19,000, what do we have? Minus what? Minus what?
0.1 minus 19,000 minus 18,999.9.
oh no, are we not
Why?
multiplying
We
0.1 times
multiply
19,000? Is
0.1 times 19,000.
Is one
That
nine
should give us
1,900?
1,900 minus
1
1,900
times 19
plus y equals to
minus
10,600. The next thing is to collect what? Like terms.
times
Then we have y is
is
equals
equal
to
to
10,600
600
plus 1,900.
900.
Then y is equals to what? Addition of the two give us what?
1,900.
12,000 what?
12,500.
12,000.
12,500.
We have gotten the value of x and we have gotten the value of y. These will now be substituted. Now, after getting this, we have gotten the value of y and we have gotten the value of x. Without now wasting our time, we now go back to the table, our initial table we had, since we have the value that we wanted to share now. I'm sharing another thing with you. Can we still remember this table? Hello, can we see the board?
Yes, sir.
Now, what do we now meant to do here? We have x. We now apportion x to the three departments on the basis of the service they have rendered. How do we do that? We said x apportionment. What is the basis we are using? Service render. What is the ratio of the service render by x? X is what? 20% ratio, 40% ratio, 30% ratio what? Ratio 10%. Is it clear? What is the figure we got for x?
19,000.
So the 19,000 again. Now this will now be in brackets. That's taking it out. We now share this 19,000 to A, B, C, and Y in this particular ratio. What is 20% of 19,000? From here. 20% times 19,000. 3,008. The second one, 40% times 19,000. 7,600. The third one will be 30% times 19,000. 5,700. The last one will be 10% times 19,000. 1,900. Then we also now say y apportionment. How do we apportion y? We have 40, 20, 20. We also say 40% ratio, 20% ratio, 20% ratio, 20%. This one will now be, how much is y? What is the
12,
value
5.
of y we are taking out?
12, 5.
12,500 negative. Then we now share it to the other 4 departments, which is on what ratio? 40% times 12,500. The second one is what? 20% times 12,500. The third one, 20% times 12,500. Last one here equals to 20% times 12,500. At the end of the day, our x and y must be 0, and they are 0. Any question?
Hello, sir.
I'm with you.
Okay. Firstly, not to drag the class backwards. I want to say that I don't understand that simultaneous equation at all. I don't understand it. Secondly, sir, so the figure you got from Hex, 19,000, you apportioned it. Why? So why did you then apportion 12,000 for Y
That
instead
is
of
what you
the
have
figure?
gotten for y after your simultaneous.
Sir,
The value of y you got at the end of the day is what you are going to share.
is that okay?
That is the procedure.
Five that you apportion that we got.
What do you say?
I don't know. Okay, I could see that what you apportioned for Y is the summation of the two figures we have there. That is 12,005.
What I got from that simultaneous we did is what I shared.
What
not
did you
their
get?
difference. Were you not part of the class?
I said that I'm lost. I don't understand that simultaneous equation at all.
You don't understand simultaneous equation. Don't you do it in secondary school?
I left secondary school almost 4 years ago.
Okay. And you throw away what you have learned.
I thought done mathematics.
Eh? Did you throw all those things away when you left the secondary school? You don't know they are still applicable. They are very, very useful, especially those who want to specialize in costing.
Sir, I said that I don't understand it. But it is not something I cannot all know it. I finished secondary school almost 4 years ago. And then since then, I never did any mathematics. I studied stroke English. I never did anything related to
I can't hear you
mathematics
at all.
since 2001.
What you need to do here is to learn. You need to learn it.
Hello, sir.
Hello? What you need to do is to learn it. In an exam where you are being you are being given instruction, use so method.
Yes,
You can't deviate from it.
yes, I want to learn.
If you are told to use simultaneous approach,
I'm not saying that I don't want to learn it. It is compulsory for
I'm listening to you, Jide.
So I think his connection he has left the class.
This is the first step. After you got the information, you got what? The equation 1 and equation 2. The first thing to do is either to make S subject of the formula or Y subject of the formula in the equation. Any of the variable you have selected or picked to be used as what? Subject of the formula. Then that determines what is going to be your Y and what is going to be your X.
So
At the end of the day, we said make Y the subject of the formula in equation 1. Then we quote out our equation 1. What is our equation 1? X minus 0.2y equals to 16,500. What do we need? We need Y. We need to remove anything that will disturb. Everything. Now, looking at it, from what we are looking at, after we might have been able to get to a point where we have X minus, we said less X from both sides. Now, for you to less X from both sides, at the right-hand side, we are going to less X. And at the left-hand side, we are going to less X. Then at the end of the day, X plus X minus X will cancel themselves. You are going to have what left? You have minus 0.2y. What do we use here? When we have what? X minus X, it means you have 1 naira. And you also gave what? You are owing somebody 1 naira. You don't have anything with you. 1 minus 1 is equal to 7. That's the meaning of X minus X. What you have done to Mr. A, you must also do the same thing to Mr. B. That is why we said less X from both sides. Then we come to this place. We have minus S.2y equals to 16,500 minus X after lessing X from both sides. We now said, okay, at this junction, what do we need? We need Y alone, not minus 2 0.2y. How can we cut away this particular, the coefficient of y? We said divide both sides by what? Minus 0.2. To do that, we are going to have what? To both sides, we are going everything, the variable will affect both sides. We have minus 0.2y divided by minus 0.2 equals to 16,500 minus x into bracket divided by minus 0.2. Then, when we cut this, what we have left is y.
Hello,
Say
sir.
y is equals to 16. Hello?
Yes, the board is still with the overhead analysis sheet. That I think you should take it to where we have the equation you are talking about. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, when we get to this place, what we need here is y. We've cut what? Minus 2 away from that y. Then we now have y minus, y is equals to 16,500 divided by minus 0.2 minus x divided by minus 0.2. Now, minus 0.2 divided by 16 is giving us 82,500 plus, here you have what? 1 divided by minus 0.2. You have 5x plus 5x. Minus cancel minus. Minus divided by minus is equals to plus. But if it is minus divided by plus, it's going to give you what? Minus. Those are the things you need to learn. Directed sign is very, very important when it comes to simultaneous. I left secondary school 2000. How many years ago?
24 years.
24 years. And I can still remember this. You can't throw all what you have learned in secondary school away. They are still very, very important.
It is because you are a mathematician, sir.
I love mathematics
what
from day
of-
one. I don't throw away mathematics. Anything calculations, they are part and parcel of me from the beginning.
That is the reason.
Mhm. Now,
Unlike
note, what you just need to do is to pay attention.
minus.
Pay attention and follow it the way we have done it. You solve it back on your own. Me, I make y the subject of the formula. You now go back and do what? Make s the subject of the formula. If you can get the same thing I have gotten, then you know what you are doing. That was how I learned my mathematics from the onset. And that has not changed. Anytime I'm dealing with calculation, and the calculation is so serious, I would take my time, study it, and solve it the way I've seen it in the example. And I will now go back and solve another question that is similar to that. I can have a better understanding. If I can get the better understanding, I can solve anything in the future. Most of us, we hate anything simultaneous, quadratic in secondary school. We hate them because they are what? They are somehow complex. Doctor was saying the simultaneous was straightforward. If you are giving positive value, that is when you say it is straightforward. When you are giving negative value, it's not always straightforward. Take note, because directed signs are very, very important when it comes to what? Simultaneous and quadratic. You can't joke with them. You need to understand that very well. S, when you say minus times minus, is equals to what? Plus. When you say plus times minus is equals to minus. When you say minus times minus is equals to plus. All those things, they are very, very what? Important. You need to learn them.
Sorry, sir. Can I ask a question?
You are very free.
Just can you go back to your overhead, the other sheet?
Table.
The table. Yes.
Okay. This is the table.
Okay. Please, can you remind me how we got that? Why we use that 20% of Y? I just can't remember.
This
That's
one has been given to you
first.
already.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
X and Y in the question
Yes.
that they are meant to apportion the service overhead cost to the production department in the proportion of the service rendered. And they say
Okay.
service render of X to A is 20%. The one to B is 40%. The one to C is what, 30%. The one to Y is what, 10%. The same thing applicable to what? Service rendered by what? Y to A, 40. Render to B, 20. Render to C, 20. Render to X, 20.
So that
That
first
is,
equation, X equals to 16.5 plus 0 plus 20% of Y.
that is how we got our equation. The
Yes,
base
is
of
that
cumulative.
okay? Okay. But is that 0 plus 20% of Y? I'm not.
Yes.
That's I'm
That is
getting.
0 has no value. Now, what we did to formulate the equation is this. X, the one of X, starting point of this particular what column is X, Abi?
Yes.
We now say X is equals to all what you have here. We didn't have all this
Yes.
before. We only have, what we had there was 16 is 0 and 20%.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We now say X is equals to 16,500 plus is 0. Which one is also added? Portion of what? X is also added, which is what? 20% of X.
Okay.
That was what we used to get our what? Equation 1. Now, looking at it from here, S is equals to 16,000 plus 0 plus 20% of Y, which is equals to 16,000 plus is 0.2 Y. 20% is what? Is 0.2
of Y.
Of Y. That's why we say it's 0.2 Y. Because it's multiplication. Now say collect like terms. Those ones that are related should be collected, should be bringing together. Then we'll try to bring together all the unknown numbers. What are the unknown numbers? We have X and we have Y. Then we bring them together. We now say X minus is 0.2 Y equals to 16,500. That was how we got what? Equation 1.
Yeah.
Then we move ahead and do the same thing for Y. Our starting point here is that Y is equals to 10,600 plus 10% of X.
Okay.
Plus 0. Now, let's see how we come up with that equation. See, Y is equals to 10,600 plus 10% of X plus 0. The 0 has no value. Throw it away. At the end of the day, we have Y is equals to 10,600 plus 0.1 X. Said collect like terms. Y minus is 0.2 minus is 0.1 X equals to 10,600. Now say by rearranging, because we want it to be in the same way with equation 1. We now brought is minus 0.1. The minus, I can't put it here. That's why I took it back to word. If you put minus in a Z, it's going to change and it's going to change to another thing. That's why I didn't use a Z to solve it anymore. That I moved to word. We now got to that word. I copied it the way we studied here. I moved it to where to the word. I now said by rearranging minus 0.1 S plus Y equals to 10,600. I now said using substitution method. We have 4 methods of solving simultaneous. We have what we call substitution method, we have elimination method, we have graphical method, and we have matrix method. Yes, but those ones that did for that maths, we understand what I'm talking about. For those who don't like mathematics, they only have idea of elimination and substitution.
Okay.
But I'm not going to the graphical aspect or the matrix aspect. What I'm only concerned that they can ask you in your exam is substitution method or elimination method. That's all.
Yeah. So that table under X, that when we have 0 there because you can't apportion. Yes, you can't render
something to yourself.
Yes, okay. All right, thank you.
Then from there, we now say that make Y the subject of the formula in equation 1. You bring out your equation 1. What is our equation 1? X minus 0.2 Y equals 16,500. We are not saying that we should make Y the subject of the formula. Then we need to remove everything that will disturb that Y. The first thing to remove is what? X. S is having a positive value. That is why we said less X from the work from both sides. Anytime you want to move something positive, use its opposite. If it is negative, you want to move, you use what? Positive. That's why we said less X on both sides. And anything that happened to right hand, what do you call it? Mr. A was also happened to Mr. B. We now said that okay, S minus 0.2 minus S equals to 16,500 minus X. We have done that to both sides. Now we have what? X minus X. That is 1 minus 1 is equals to 0 automatically. That one has nothing to offer to us anymore. What we have left there is what? Minus 0.2y equals to 16,500 minus X. But what we only need is Y. We need to cut everything away that will disturb that Y. We now said, okay, divide both sides by minus 0.2. Y can stand on its own. We now say minus 0.2y divided by minus 0.2
is
equals to y, because they will cancel themselves. Minus 0.2 divided by minus 0.2, that's 1.
Yes.
Which is y. Equals to 16,500 minus x divided by minus 0.2. We will now divide that, because in a fractional form, you can't add x, you cannot what? 16,500 minus x. You can't minus x because we don't know the value of x. Now I said, okay, let's use that variable to divide it individually. We now said minus 0.2 divided by 16,000, then minus x divided by minus 0.2.
Okay.
Individually is allowed mathematically. Then when we divide 16,500 divided by minus 0.2, what we got is minus 82,500. Then minus x divided by minus 0.2. That means that you have invisible 1 beside your x. The coefficient of your x is 1, which is minus 1. Minus 1 divided by minus 0.2, it gives us 5. Minus cancel minus. What we have left is what? 5x. We now say substitute y in equation 2. You can't use 1 again because you've used 1 already. The result will be substituted in equation 2. The results you have gotten in equation 1 will be substituted in equation 2. You can't use equation 1 again. When we now substitute what? The value of y in equation 2. What's our equation 2? Minus 0.1x plus y equals to 10,600. Then we have minus 0.1x plus all the value of that y, we substitute it where y is. We now have plus into bracket minus 2,500 plus 5x equals to 10,600. Nothing has changed except the option you did. The value of y being substituted for y in that equation 2. That's what we did. Then we open the bracket. How do we open the bracket? Minus, we have what? Plus times minus. This result is what? Minus 82,500. Plus times plus is plus. That is what? 5x equals to 10,600. What we did is just open the bracket straight away by multiplying the sign together. Collect the like terms, those ones that are related, let's bring them together. The first one is minus 0.1x plus 5x equals to 10,000. Because you change from your village, you move from your village to another village, or from your town to another town, you take another sign anytime you are crossing the border. What we have there before was what? Plus 82,000 minus 82,500. When it crossed the border,
it becomes plus.
Plus. Is that clear? That's the principle. Instead of me saying what? Add 82,500 to both sides, I can do the same thing. Is allowed. Then minus 0.1. You are owing somebody 1 kobo and you have 5 naira with you. If you pay 1 kobo from 5 naira, you have 4 naira, 19 kobo. That is 4.9x. That is why the negative is not there, because you are having money. What you are owing people is lesser than what you have. Then you still have money with you. 4 naira, 90 kobo. Equals to, we now had 10,600 plus 2,500. It gave us 93,100. We are now looking for x. Now say divide both sides by 4.9. When we did that, our x now be what? 19,000. The value of that x you have gotten will be substituted in any of the two equations now. When we now substitute that, what is our equation 2? We said, if it is so equation 1 you use, you must get the same answer.
Okay.
If you use equation 1, hello?
Yes, sir.
If you use equation 1, you are getting the same answer. If you use equation 2, you are getting the same answer. It doesn't, nothing will change your answer. When we now substitute where s is in that equation 2, we have 0.1x plus y equals to 10,000. That is equation 2. We substitute the 19,000. We have 0.1 into bracket 19,000 plus y equals to 10,600. We now said minus 0.1 times 19,000. It gave us minus 1,900 plus y equals to 10,600. Collect like term. That y is equals to 10,600 plus 19,000. It gave us what? 12,500. The result we now go for x and y would be what you are going to share in your paper.
Yeah, table.
Yes. That is the standard. Are we good to go to use elimination method? Are we good to go to use elimination method?
Are we using both methods for the table, sir?
You are meant to pick one. I just want to
Okay.
teach you. I
We
want to
just
teach you that one
okay, elimination method.
for the sake
Since
of
we
you
have
to
used
understand it.
elimination method. Okay, we
Anyone
can
that
go
is
ahead.
now prepared, you pick it.
Is
This is more easier.
elimination method easier than substitution method?
Elimination method is simple but technical
Mhm.
compared to substitution method. There is a lot of technicality in elimination method.
But it is better to
But
practice
when
it
you
now.
look at the two, the one you prefer, you pick it.
But we will
And
arrive
yes,
at the same answer.
use a particular one.
Choose the one you like, that you
No, I
think
mean the
you
exam.
have a better understanding.
Can they ask
In
us use a
exam,
particular one?
in an exam, they can tell you using elimination method, using substitution method.
In
But
that
where
case,
they don't tell you to do that,
you
you
use
use the
anyone.
one you like.
It's better we go through the elimination method then.
How we touch it, there's no doubt. Me, I don't teach. I'll leave one method untouched. No, because I don't know where the examiner is coming from. Catherine, take it easy.
Oh.
If I should explain to you that I'm tired this night,
Mm.
the activities I engage myself in the office today, but there's no way I can do it to postpone the class. That's why I said, okay, no matter how it is, let me push myself.
The Lord is your strength, sir.
Thank you. But just pay attention. Jide, did you get the second explanation I did now? Is it better than before?
Yes, it's better than before. Thank you, sir.
What you just need to do, you will have done it. Take your time to study it.
To study and practice.
Then you now do it on your own, personally. Where I use Y, use X. Where I use X, use Y. If you can be able to understand the manipulation in mathematics, mathematics is very simple. But if you don't get the logic right, that is when you look at it, it's very hard. I've never in my life failed mathematics. Except when I was writing ICANN. And I do, yes, when I was writing ICANN, I failed mathematics once. And what caused my failure was I was teaching somebody rightly in the exam. I was writing quantitative analysis. The person was writing economics. I was now putting the person through. The lecturer caught me. They said I should stand up. They wasted 1.5 hours. By the time they asked me to sit down, time has gone. That's why, no matter how it is, anything professional exam, I don't teach anybody. You don't know it, that's your own cup of tea. Because I've paid the price in the past. Are we good to go?
Yes, so.
Okay. Now, let's look at elimination method together. Now, for the elimination method, we bring the two equations together. What is our equation 1? Do you still get it? This is our equation 1. X minus 0.2y equals to 16,000. Abi?
Yes, sir.
Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
X minus 0.2y equals to what? 16,500. 16,500. This is our equation 1. Is it clear? What is our equation 2?
minus
minus
0.1x
0.1. Okay.
I'm
Plus
coming.
y.
Okay, what do you call the equation 2?
minus 0.1x plus y
Minus 0.1x
plus y
plus y equals to what?
equals 10,600.
10,600.
600.
This is our I think no problem with this one up to this level, Abi.
Yes.
The manipulation you are meant to do here is that you determine which of the variable do you want to eliminate first. Is it x or y? Because simultaneously you must kill one variable to get the other variable. You cannot use the variable you have gotten to determine the variable you have killed. Should we kill S or we are meant to kill Y? Which one do you want us to kill?
We can start with x.
We should kill S, Abi. Okay. For us now to kill S, you determine the coefficient of X for the two equations. What is coefficient of X in equation 1?
1.
1. What is coefficient of S in equation 2?
Minus 0.1.
Minus 0.1. Now, for you now to kill the two of them, you will now say that the coefficient of X in equation 2 will be used to multiply equation 1. Why the one of equation 1 will be used to multiply equation 2? Look at what I've said. Equation 1. Let me push this one. Now, look at your equation 1. We say times. What is the coefficient? Equation 1 times. What is the coefficient of equation 2?
2. Minus 0.1.
Minus 0.1. You will use that to multiply equation 1. Is it clear? Your equation 2, you will also do the same thing. Equation 2 times, what do you have there in your equation 1? Use 1 to multiply that. Is it clear? We now go back to 1. Equation 1, the coefficient you have selected is what? Minus 0.1. Used to multiply the whole thing in equation 1. 0.1 times x. What do you have?
Minus 0.1x.
Minus 0.1. Abi? X. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now, minus 0.1 times minus 0.2y.
Times 0.02.
Minus times minus.
That's
Minus
plus.
times minus. That's what plus. Put plus there. You will now say is 0.1 times is 0.2. What do you have?
0.02.
Is 0.02y.
Y.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Equals to minus 0.1 times 16,500.
And minus 1,650.
Minus 1,650. We have done that there. We now do the same thing in your equation 2. 1 times minus 0.1x. That one will give you minus 0.1x. Is that not so?
Yes.
Any question there? 1 times is 0. 1 times minus 0.1x. 1 times anything will give you that number back. Okay? Plus 1 times y will give you what? Y. Abi?
Yes.
sir.
Equals to 1 times 10,600 will give you 10,600. Any question up to that level?
No.
You will now come up. Equals to. Now, I want to see whether we got it right. Minus 0.1s minus 0.1s. What will you get? What do you say?
0.001.
What do you say? 0.08.
One. Is it
Now,
not
did you say
minus
minus
0.1?
0.1?
Minus 0.1x minus 0.1x. What would be that? What would be the result?
Minus 0.1 times minus 0.1.
You are
No,
not
man.
timesing it. When statement like that is given to you, it means plus.
Yes, plus.
It will now be minus 0.2 minus 0.2x.
0.2x.
Is it clear?
Minus 0.
But
Yes,
we
sir.
are meant to eliminate that. What can we now do to eliminate this one that will make that one to be 0?
You times it by minus 1.
Which one are we meant to type?
This equation, the second equation.
Now,
Hello, sir.
I'm with you.
Okay, so I want to get this straight. Okay, the first one now has a minus in front. And then I want to minus it from the one below. But there is an invisible minus in between them two, right?
You are the one
Yes.
to
Am
introduce
I?
that.
So now
It's
it's
not that you
minus
have invisible.
0.1.
You will introduce that invisible minus.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So now it's
And what you
minus
have
0.1.
introduced here will also affect other aspects.
Yes. So what I want to get now is that, is it not
Will now
going
be
to
0.
be minus 0.1? Since we have minus, it's now be minus 0.1 plus 0.1. I don't know if I'm,
Now,
because that's where I'm confused now.
you don't need to see. Let me break it down here. In between here, you will introduce negative. That the same negative will be introduced here. Here also, you introduce another negative. Is that clear? That is what we kill this one. We call it manipulation. You manipulated it. And if you interpret it here, look at the interpretation of what you have done here. See, what you have done is this: minus 0.1x minus, open a bracket, minus 0.1. 1x. Close the bracket. What will happen to that minus and minus that they are beside one another? It will turn out to be
Yes.
equals to
Plus
minus
0.1
0.1x
plus
plus
0.1.
0.1.
So they are
It
meant
is
to
equal
like
to 0.
eliminate each other.
Yes.
That's what I was
That
trying
is
to say.
interpretation of what you have done there. Is it clear?
So that means they are supposed to eliminate each other. We shouldn't be getting 0.2 again.
That's what we are saying. Automatically, x has already been eliminated for you introduce that negative.
Okay.
We now come here that here we have what is 0. Now, look at the second variable plus 0.2y minus y. What would be your answer there? Do it the way I've done it.
Wow.
Let me write it out.
Minus
You see what I'm saying? See, this is it. Plus 0.02y minus bracket plus y. What's your answer?
Should be this y that is inside bracket now. Are we not going to use the coefficient, which is 1? Are we
Yes.
going to minus the y?
Second y down has no coefficient. It's only the first one.
Yeah, so now, if you have to now, to me, I'm confused though.
You are
No,
don't need
you're
to
right.
confuse it.
You're
At
right.
this particular point, this one is having a visible one.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So now it's not supposed to be
Why are you not
0.02
saying you are confused?
minus that one. I just want to be sure. Because I don't
Pick your
even know.
calculator. Pick your calculator. It's 0.2y.
Why?
Look at it, because your answer here would be 0.02y plus y,
Plus,
which is
be
equals to
minus.
0.2y. 0.2y. No, sorry.
Minus.
This one will be minus.
Oh.
Will now be 0.2y minus 1. What's your answer?
Minus 1. Abi?
Yes,
So that's minus 0.8.
minus is 0.8. Will now be minus 0.8 what?
Y.
8, just 8.
It can't be minus 0.8 ordinary.
0.8.
Oh, sorry. 0 to
Minus
-1.
9
Minus
point
0.98.
minus 0.98.
8.
98y. That is what will now come here. Minus 0.98y equals to here also. What do you have? See what you have. You have minus
8,950.
1 minus 1,650 minus 10,600. What do you have?
Okay, there's a minus.
Minus both end.
That's
Minus 12,300.
yeah.
Minus 12,000.
300.
Is it 300?
That's what I'm getting.
It can't be 300 though. You are adding it. You retain the negative. You are owing somebody 1,650 and you are owing another person 10,600. minus 1,650 minus 10,600. You are owing somebody 1,650. You are owing somebody another one 10,600. How much is your total liability?
That's 10,600 plus 1,650.
What do you now have? What do you have?
11. That's minus 11,650.
Is it
Oh,
11,000
sorry.
or minus 12,250?
Sorry.
Moji, can I have my calculator? I mean, can I have my phone?
Oh. So that's
This
minus 12,050.
250.
minus 1,650
Mm.
minus 10,600. That is minus 12,250.
50.
250.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And what are we looking for? We are looking for y now. We now say divide both sides by minus 0.98, which will now be 0.98y
It has a minus sign. Okay.
yes, I know. What do we say we have there? Minus 0.98 divided by 98y divided by minus 0.98 equals to minus
250
12,250
divided by
divided by minus
minus
0.98. Therefore, y is equals to, what do you have?
12,500.
50.
12,500.
250.
500.
500. If you are not sure, where's your calculator? You get the same thing. Minus 12,250
Sir.
divided by minus 0.98. 12,500.
Sir.
Yes.
No, don't worry. I get it. I get it now. But the thing is that, you know, there is a negative sign in front of this minus 12,250.
Where? Where is the negative?
Like the 12,250, so it's carrying a negative sign.
What about the negative from the other end? From 0 minus 0.98?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I get
They
it.
cancel one another.
Yes,
Yes.
We now say substitute y in any of the equation. Which equation do you want to pick now?
Question
Equation.
2 is
Equation 2, Abi?
Yeah.
Can now say that what's our equation 2, please?
Minus
Minus
0.1x
1x
Minus
0.1
0.1x
plus y
plus y
is equal to
equals
10,600.
10,600. What is our y now?
Our y is
12,000.
12,100.
12,600, Abi. Now say that we have
500.
minus 0.1x
0.1x plus
plus
12,500
12,500
is equal
equals
to
to
10,600.
10,600. What do we do from there? Collect like term. Then we now have minus 0.1x equals to 10,600 minus
12,000
minus 12,500. What do we have? Minus 0.1x equals to, the difference between the two of them is what?
minus 1,900.
Do we all agree?
Yes, sir.
yes.
Minus 1,000
1,900
minus 1,900. Now see, divide
x. Okay.
divide both sides
by
by minus 0.1. Then we have minus 0.1x divided by minus 0.1 equals to minus 19,000 minus 1,900
divided by
1,900 divided by minus what? Minus 0.1. Therefore, S is equals to, what do we have?
19,000.
19,000.
That's all.
So I have a question.
You are free.
Okay, so I just want to know now. So instead of when we collected like terms, instead of like taking this thing to the other side, where is that one again?
It's not compulsory to say collect the light hands. I'm only using it to explain.
So,
If you
no,
know the
that's not
procedure,
my
just
point.
move it to where you're supposed to go to. They will not penalize you. You are past the
No,
secondary school
that's not
stage.
what I wanted to say. So now my question is that the way we took 12,500 to where 10,000 is, why can't we just? I'm just asking if it's right to do that. Too. Why can't we bring that 10,006 inside, then take the x to the other side and make it a positive value? Like say 12,500 minus
You are still
10,600
going to be,
equals to
you are still going
0.1x.
to have the same problem.
And, but we are still going to have the same answer. I mean, I just want to know if
You
it's
do it that
possible
way, you
to
are
do
still
that.
going to face the same thing at the end of the day. You can try it.
I did, and I don't know. I feel like it's more straightforward. So I just want to know if it's right to do that. If it's not
You
right,
move
I
it to
will just
that
submit.
end. If you move what? Minus 0.1x to
This
the other end. You will
other
also
side,
do
I make
what?
it positive.
You are doing double work now.
And bring in. No, it's just like saying 12,500 minus
Uh,
10,600
you now
equals
move
to
the other one again.
0.1x. No, it's just the 0.1x that is now standing on its own. Then you minus 10,000 from 12,000 and divide by 0.1.
You don't understand what I'm saying? What you have said,
No,
if you want to move it in that direction, you move in
no.
10,600 into where 12 is. You will need to move that
Yeah,
what minus 0.1 to the other side.
yeah, yes. I
Uh-huh.
make it a positive sign.
Then why are you wasting your time?
And
What
so
you need is
I'm
X.
just saying that is it right to do that or not?
Nothing has changed it. You are only wasting your time, sir. No problem. How many hours do you have in your exam?
It's still the same way, the same minutes you choose to do this, it's still the same minute I'm going to use to take this, to
If
do
they
this
want to
rather.
mark, your steps, if it is step they want to mark, you understand? As you are moving that one, you move the second one too, simultaneously.
Hello, sir.
I'm with you. You can do
Well,
it that way, no problem, but you are taking your time.
hello, sir.
I'm with you, Catherine.
Yes, sir. I want to say that from let me say the elimination method is not clear to me. But right from where we have divide both sides by minus 0.98, I got it from there. But the other ones where we were able to deduce uh, from equation 1 and equation 2, that's the one we have in between. I couldn't grab. I got
The reason
where
why
we
we
have it.
introduce this negative, it's okay. The reason why we introduce
Hello?
F.1x. Hello?
Where we have our equation 1 and equation 2, I got that. But the rest, the other ones that you did before we go to the dividing both sides by 0.98, I got all those ones downward.
Okay. But where I introduce the negative is
No, where you started after equation 2, equation 1 and 2, where you were trying to do
hello?
elimination. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
The reason why we introduce, you must know the reason. Hello?
I'm with you, sir.
Hello? I can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you too, sir.
The reason why we introduce the negative is to eliminate is minus 0.1x and that minus 0.1x. The only way to eliminate that is to convert one to the positive. And anything you do for this one, you must do for others. If you cut Mr. S and you must cut Mr. B and you must cut Mr. C.
Okay.
If you add anything to Mr. A, you must add to Mr. B, you must have to eliminate those two variables. You want for equation 1
The network is
equation 2.
breaking, sir.
Taking for instance,
Okay.
you have 1 naira. You are owing another person 1 naira. That means you are owing 2 naira. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
Now, for you now to be able to say that you want to be at 0 level, you must make sure you have 1 naira.
Okay.
What will enable you to have 1 naira is to make one to be positive and the other one to be negative.
Okay. The network is poor, sir. It's breaking. Hello?
1 naira plus 1 negative. To convert, we introduce the negative there to convert this to positive. What we have done.
Hello?
Hello?
Sorry.
The network is poor. It's breaking. I couldn't hear you clearly.
I'm with you. I'm hearing you.
All that you have said, I couldn't. It is now clear. It is now clear. Before it wasn't. Hello?
Now, look at what we have done. Here. We said we want to eliminate. Hear you. You can't hear me.
I can hear you now.
Your net-
Okay. The network is breaking.
Yes.
Now here
Yes,
you have
sir.
1
Okay.
x. You also have minus 0.1 x. If I want to say the answer to this one is equals to 0.2
1.
x. You are owing somebody 1 naira, you are owing another person 1 naira. But what will enable me to get what? 0. None of those who were in primary school, they will make one place to be what? They will circle a place. They will now say, what should be added to this number to give you this?
Okay.
That is what we did here. What can make this one to be 0? Now said the only way we can get 0 is to convert a figure there to positive. How can we convert that figure to positive? We call it mathematical manipulation.
Okay.
We now say, okay, this will now be minus, open a bracket, minus 0.1 x, close the bracket. That will now be minus times minus, it will give you plus, which is equals to 0.1 x plus 0.1 x equals to what? 0. That is what we have done there. We did not do anything other than that. And that minus we introduced to that, we must also introduce to the second and third variables. What you need to do, go back, take your time to check this. You can be able to get what I've done. You don't have any problem.
Can I try and explain it in a better way?
No problem.
Yes, okay, Catherine.
Yes, please.
I think what you have to ask yourself is what sign, either minus or plus, would you use to multiply the second equation to cancel out that x, to make x 0. So if you try minus 0.1 x plus, if you use plus instead of minus, you know that plus will multiply the minus 0.1 x, and you still get minus 0.1 x minus 0.1 x.
Okay.
You get, but that won't be equals to 0.
Yes.
Yeah, but because it's elimination method, we're trying to eliminate that x. So if we use the negative sign to multiply it, it will be minus 0.1x
Yes.
minus bracket minus 0.1x. So when you now multiply the minus sign
Okay,
with the second equation of minus 0.1x, you get 0.
okay.
So you now use that same negative sign to multiply the remainder of equation 2, which is minus y and y and 10,600. So you just do the same thing. You just do the same thing with the 0.02y minus into brackets plus y.
Okay.
That will give you 0.02y minus y. But that y has a 1 in front of it.
Okay.
That's how we got minus 0.98y. And you now do the same thing. It's actually not that hard. I think it's just practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome.
Gretchen, are you okay?
To a certain level, I think when I practice it, I will be able to get it. I think so.
Now, the purpose of that negative is to make the first one, the one you want to eliminate, to be 0.
Okay.
Adding being we have positive there, we have negative down. We are meant to add. We are not introducing any negative. Anything you want to introduce must always find a way around it to give you 0. Taking, for instance, you have minus 5 plus 2. You are not introducing anything. What you have done there, your answer is going to be minus 3. You have added the what? What you have done there is what you are going to do to others, which is positive sign. But what I'm going to do to you guys, I will send some questions to you that is basically the directed sign that you need to be able to know when to introduce positive, when to introduce what negative. Just a kind of what? It's a secondary school question, but it's going to help you. That hello,
Hi, sir.
hello.
Hi, sir.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, it's already to level. Take your time to go through the question. What is it?
Nobody is saying anything.
Temitope, what do you say?
I didn't say anything, sir.
Hello.
We can hear you. I didn't say anything,
Okay.
sir.
Take your time to go through this one. Next class, look at the next.
We can't hear you. What
Okay,
did you
next
say
class, we look
again?
at the next question.
Okay, sir. Okay,
I
sir.
can hear you to
Mm.
know. Next class, we look at other questions in this part before
All
going
right.
to the next topic. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you too. Good night, sir.
Thank
Yeah, I
you,
can
sir.
tell
Good
you
night.
later and clear
For
other questions on this part before going to the next one. Enjoy.
yeah.
Bye bye.
Good night, sir.